Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
Broadcasting live from a van down by the river, the godfather and founder of the World Wrestling Podcast. He is the Big Cali Kid, the Big Arizona Mona, the original Oregon Morgan, Mr. Big Cali Kid Sean B. Happy the Clown, with his co-host weighing in at an astounding 437,500 pounds, reigning and defending Cruiserweight Champion of WWE, the podcast slinging, meat cutting, ass in the seat putting, big bad Bear. And this is the World Wrestling Podcast.
It's me, it's that good old Quadruple B, and we're hanging out here for another edition of the World Wrestling Podcast with my co-host, the great Arizona Mona. Hold on, I got a lot of stuff going on at once. That was the clip I planned on playing after we got you introed. It was the Warhorse intro. Bravo fucking vo. Everybody, please introduce to introduce to you the great Arizona Mona, Mr. Happy the Clown.
The Big Cali Kid Sean B.
Boo.
Right.
It's Arizona Mona.
Is that what I'm going to have to officially change it to?
The great Arizona Mona. Yes, that's exactly what you're going to have to change it to.
Hell yeah.
Well,
it's good to be back.
Yeah, it is. Before we get into anything real serious, I want to send some love out to Warhorse. If you've never heard of fucking Warhorse, get on IWTV or YouTube even right now. Look him up. He is fucking phenomenal. Have you ever watched any of his stuff, Warhorse?
I have. After you sent me that clip that you're about to play, I went and checked out some of his stuff on YouTube. He's a bad motherfucker, man.
Does he or does he not remind you of the Ultimate Warrior? Except he can wrestle. Except he can wrestle. Less roided out, and he has actual talent. But no, I mean, he does give me so many vibes of the Ultimate Warrior, and that is a compliment because I love the Ultimate Warrior as a character. His wrestling ability sucks, but I love the Ultimate Warrior character. And Warhorse, he just reminds me of the Ultimate Warrior so much, and it's such a good thing because he was a great character, just a terrible person in general. But no. I got a little clip for you guys of Warhorse with a special message to you guys listening to the World Wrestling Podcast. So, thanks, buddy. Here it is.
Hey, it's Warhorse reminding you that you're listening to the World Wrestling Podcast with my pals, Big Bad Pooh Bear and Happy the Clown. And if you don't pipe down, shut your mouth, and open your ears, Warhorse is gonna rule your ass. Hey.
Fucking Warhorse, man. That would be my ringtone going off. This is just absolute clusterfuck of fucking shit going on. I try to put a show together with Happy the Clown, and fucking everybody's got to get a hold of me, for fuck's sake.
I guess who's going to get the blame for it?
Probably you.
Me.
Yeah.
Yep. As always.
Well, it's not like you don't fucking deserve it. I mean, you know, it is mostly your fault. You know, mostly it is all your fault. Just so you know.
I accept that.
Guess what? You're not muted this week. Yeah, they can actually hear you speaking. I'm not talking to a fucking ghost.
Right? First 5 minutes of the show, just freaking you talking, responding, but no one hearing me.
More like 12 minutes.
Was it 12?
It was really like fucking 12 minutes. It legit was 12 minutes. My dad,
that's awesome.
My dad actually fucking called me and was like, "Bro, what happened?" I'm like, it was really Sean's fault. He kind of fucked everything up."
Because I'm the dumbass that didn't know how to turn a microphone on.
Yeah, you know what? Go fuck yourself, dude. How about that? Go fuck yourself. But no, welcome back to another edition of the World Wrestling Podcast. I wanted to make sure I got that out there before Happy the Clown could respond. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. The Royal Rumble being the main, obviously. It was actually a good Rumble from what I gather. I was at work and haven't had time to watch it, but I don't mind talking about it. I already know the big spoilers. If you don't know the spoilers, you may want to turn it off before we get to that point. I don't think we're going to start with the Royal Rumble, are we? I think we got some other stuff to go over first before we get to it, correct?
Yeah, the Royal Rumble will be the main event
of the evening.
And I'm just, before we hop into it, I'm going to throw it out there. It's probably the best Royal Rumble in probably like the last 6-7 years.
Which means a lot because the last ones have been just shit, man. I mean, just absolute horse hockey.
It didn't end with Roman Reigns fucking winning the Rumble, so you know it was good.
Yeah, this is true. Anytime Roman doesn't win, most of the time means it's a good thing. No, but I mean, from what I gather, it was good. You know, I know about the return of the rated R superstar Edge after 9 years. But we're going to talk more about Edge and his return and, you know, the winner of the Royal Rumble and such coming up pretty soon. But I know, Sean, you got some articles, but I've actually got one I'd like to start with if you don't mind.
I do not mind.
Okay, and it includes your future baby mama, Becky Lynch, so that should get you all hot and bothered.
Oh, yeah.
But here it is. Becky Lynch helps in changing the NXT Women's Championship title. Based around some comments that the man had made on WWE Backstage, the WWE has decided to change the name of the NXT Women's Championship to just the NXT Championship because acknowledging that women exist means that we believe they are a weaker sex, I guess. That's not what Becky Lynch said. However, basically she believes that the word women carries a stigma in the WWE DNA, which it does to an extent, and that her comments were not originally meant to change the name of a division, but to help to start the conversation on some changes to the wrestling world. Mostly it was about being equal to the men of the wrestling world. Did you hear about this?
I did not. So they're going to have the NXT Championship and the NXT title?
I don't know. But I actually thought, I think it's just going to be NXT Championship.
That's fucking retarded.
It's this time we live in, man. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Are they gonna do that on the main roster? Because you
know.
have the Raw Women's Championship and the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't feel that it being the women's title makes them look weaker or anything like that. It's just separating the men's division from the women's division.
Because I think the intergender wrestling is coming to WWE very soon, and they're trying to get ahead of the curve, and they're going to have 2 NXT championships, I suppose, which doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I think that this is a dumb idea. I think that this is just to get
I blame Tessa Blanchard for this shit.
Oh, God, here we go.
Tessa Blanchard, and I blame fucking Impact Wrestling for this.
You know, just last week you're praising Impact Wrestling, and now we're back to fucking, you know, shooting them in the public eye?
No. I thought it was. I was not praising them last week.
You fucking did. I got the fucking shit clip. Do I need to play it?
This is what happens when you give a woman the men's title, and then it fucking throws everybody in this frenzy like, oh, now all titles gotta be equal.
Look, I really don't mind intergender wrestling. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, a little bit it does, only because I'm from the South, and I know that sounds like a cop-out, but it really does bother us down here. I mean, I think even Cody has mentioned that he's not too big a fan of intergender wrestling. We know it's coming to AEW, probably going to be quicker than WWE. But
it's already in AEW. What are you talking about? And I have no problem. If a guy decides, hey, I'm going to tuck my dick in and freaking wrestle in the women's division, let him wrestle in the women's division. Should he get a shot at the women's title? No, the fuck he shouldn't, because at the end of the day, a guy's a guy, a woman's a woman. I know it's going to ruffle some feathers out there, but what it says on your birth certificate, that's what you are. There's no fucking identifying as a penguin or a fucking leprechaun or whatever these people want to identify as. At the end of the day, there's two sexes, male, female. Just like at the end of the day, they should keep the titles how they've been for the fucking since the beginning of time. You got your male title, you got your women title. Whatever class you decide to wrestle in is up to you.
Well, I get what you're saying. I do. And don't get me wrong, I do understand about the women's division thing, but I think that WWE, and sorry if you guys are hearing some stuff on my microphone, I'm trying to find a good position for it. I got a new stand, and I'm working with some new equipment, so I'm just like moving stuff around, so I hope it's not too irritating.
Oh, but when I move my microphone, I get crucified on air.
That's because you're a piece of shit, Sean. Let's just get that out in the open right now. You're just the worst piece of human garbage. So it's mostly your fault once again. But no, my point, what I was trying to get to. My deal with this is I think that WWE has a plan, and if they go by said plan, it could be good, could be bad. It really just all depends on how they pull it off. But let's say that they go along with changing, the NXT Championship, which I believe it is official. It has been officially changed to the NXT Championship from the NXT Women's Championship. If you're going to do that, what's the point of having both titles? So I say down the road we see a men versus women match to unify the titles, and the men win. And now we only have one NXT title. And they could do that on the main roster as well. And then everybody's just fighting for that heavyweight championship. And that's honestly that's the only way to do it. I mean, how else are you going to do it?
No, like, I completely agree with what you're saying, because, it's fucking, it's the logical way to look at it. I'm standing by that it's fucking rubbish.
You think
that's the word of the day today? It's rubbish.
You think that the whole situation's rubbish, or
Yeah, I mean, like, it's been this way since the beginning of time. If something's not broke, why try to fix it? Just because Becky Lynch said something on backstage and it got taken out of context, like.
Well, I think it was.
I think it's a bad idea.
I mean, I think it has something more to do with the change in the social rings of life, of politics, of wrestling, everything. I mean, everything's changing these days, especially with.
I mean, if there was a big wave of transgender or freaking intergender fucking wrestlers that were coming in, then I can see. But right now, the only one who's out there is Nyla Rose. Well, the only one that I know of. There may be out there in some indie promotion, but I'm just saying it's not like it's a huge thing impacting the WWE right now that they had to freaking go and change their whole.
You're right. It isn't impacting the WWE right now, but
it's not like someone jizzed on the new NXT title that they had to change it. Paige.
Wow, that's